Hi everyone, Bess McCarty, Victoria, Kansas, presenting for the MLM Lunchtime Leadership Show, where we cover one book a month about personal growth, and this time it's High Performance Habits by Brendon Burchard. And what I would like to present today is one chapter in there that is about beware of the traps that can sabotage your success and your high performance. And he says these three traps are superiority, dissatisfaction, and neglect. And what he did is he went and interviewed 500 successful people who rose to the top 15% area in their company, and he determined, he found out, he learned what were the main three things, what are the things that toppled them from success, and he found it was these three things. And when they achieved success, they found it was the 6 habits that he teaches in this book when they rose again back up to success. So this be important to look at so it doesn't happen to us. So I'm going to share some tips about each one of those. The first one is feeling superior, the first trap. This is a trap of the ego, isn't it? Where we think, well, I'm better than the next person. And it's easy for people who are high performers, who are head of the pack, to think this way, to start getting a big head and start feeling egotistical about it because I'm doing better than other people, right? Must be something special about me. I know more than others. Others can't contribute, don't know as much as me. I might start discounting. I might, other people's contributions or ideas. I might stop asking my team for feedback, ways to improve, because I think, I've got it made already. I stop reviewing my own performance, my own talks or presentations, because I think, well, I always crush it, right? I always do well. So we stop doing that, and that's a huge, huge mistake. To think that we're better than others, it's lonely at the top, nobody gets us, all of this stuff, it's not true. That isolation to think, it's lonely at the top, nobody else can understand me, nobody else is going through this. None of it's true. All isolation is self-imposed. And there's always help. There's always people that can give good feedback, people I can learn from. There's always the next plus element in all of eternity. There's always something I can learn, something like I can do better with any project, any presentation, any talk, any book. And I've learned after my coaching sessions with people to say, what went well for you, and what would you have liked to have done better or done different? How could it have been more wonderful for you? And isn't that a good question to ask in a marriage? How can I make this marriage more wonderful for you, or life more wonderful for you, instead of neglecting our partner? That goes into the neglect. But to combat superiority, here's a couple of tips about that. Start writing down, asking people for their feedback, your team, your mate, your family. And if you're not getting enough answers or enough help or support that way, then hire somebody. Hire a coach, a mentor, a therapist, a counselor, somebody that's trained to give feedback, which might be a little better than your peers anyway, and start implementing that. Don't think that we're above that. The next trap to avoid is dissatisfaction, saying, I motivate myself if I'm never happy, if I'm always finding fault, that motivates me to keep doing better. And Brendon said that can sap your energy and your joy and your happiness and prevent further success. So a lot of successful people have done this, put themselves down and been unhappy and dissatisfied, rather than but he said, this doesn't mean to settle for where you are. No, be happy where you are and want the next step and want to improve together in both. And he said one way to combat this is to write down with gratitude the things that went well that day, even better than you expected. To start being grateful for the joy and the accomplishments that you do have, and start taking pride in that. He said a lot of times that gratitude and humility go hand in hand. So this can start to turn that dissatisfaction around. Yes, I can be satisfied and still achieve the next step. And the last tip is neglect. He said, do not neglect. A lot of successful people have neglected their families, a lot of them, and lost, that the family that meant so much to them. or neglected their team, or thought they were above taking care of little things that they agreed to do, or little jobs that they thought were not important. So just like a garden that can eventually die from lack of water or weeding or care, so can your business, so can a relationship. We don't want to neglect these things and neglect taking care of them. So those are the 3 tips from Brendon Burchard about the 3 main reasons that people fall. And we can start to be aware of these when they are small and turn these around. Hope that helped today. Bess McCarty with the MLM Lunchtime Leadership Show, and we'll see you in the next video. Everybody, thank you for sharing, in case you know someone who can use this, like I can. Thank you for commenting. I'd like to hear from you. What your takeaway from this, your experience, if you've ever experienced these things, if you have a story, tip, or comment, whether you agree or disagree, I'd like to hear that below. Thank you very much for sharing, commenting, liking, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.